ESPN sideline reporter Sage Steele on Tuesday after the sportscaster questioned former President Barack Obama's racial identity and blasted her company's COVID-19 vaccination policy. Steele made the comments in a recent episode of the Uncut with Jay Cutler podcast with the former Chicago Bears quarterback. Now, in the podcast, Steele accused Barbara Walters of belittling her for identifying as biracial and choosing both Black and white on her census. Steele continued, Barack Obama chose Black and he's biracial. And I'm like, well, congratulations to this president. That's his thing. I think that's fascinating considering his dad, his Black dad, was nowhere to be found, but his white mom and grandma raised him. But hey, you do you and I'll do me. Now, in that same podcast, Steele, who said she's been vaccinated, referred to her own company's vaccine mandate as sick. She stated, I respect everyone's decision, I really do, but to mandate it is sick, Steele said. It's one thing with masks, and I don't have a problem with that. It's another thing when you force this. What are your thoughts on her comments? She did issue a public apology, of course, because that job and that money and that ass was on the line. But what do y'all think about what she had to say?
I think the dad that's nowhere to be found, I think for me, that's the part that, right. Outside of that, I think there's a very nuanced conversation that does need to be had. Now, perhaps it wasn't that podcast, but we do have this thing with biracial people. Why is it that we force them to be Black? Claudia, you're biracial. And oftentimes, when it comes to people who are Black and white, the white part of them tends to get erased because the world or the United States or popular culture has said, you have to identify as Black. But as we move forward in a more progressive 2021 future, you're half Black and you're half white. So in all actuality, you are both. And I understand the slavery and the 1% rule and I paid attention in history. But let's talk about it. You are Black and you are white. So, I mean, what is the correct answer to that question?
It depends. It's a couple of things there, Funky. It depends on the state that you live in. So in the state of Virginia, I'm supposed to be identified racially by the race of my father. But, most people, depending on if your mother's very active, she's there filling out that birth certificate, she may, choose a different race if you're biracial. The thing I want to say about this young lady is she tackled three of the largest talk topics of the century, right? She tackled vaccine. That's just like a very hard topic to have right now and be open and honest about. She tackled race, biracial race, and she also tackled one of our former presidents, Obama. She also tackled the Me Too movement with this whole sexual harassment comment. I think she has the three things that she talked about gave her 3 strikes, and they said, you know what, this is too much heat for us. We are ESPN. We are a culturally sensitive network that follows people of color. You spoke on 3 things that are very dear to that community, and we can't support the fuckery that came along with your comments. So we're going to put you in timeout for a little while.
As someone that has a Italian mother, immigrant mom, and a Black father, it gives me a stomach ache when people tell me that I'm not Black. It really does. And I just need people to speak to. It's kind of like issues in the community. Like, don't tell me what I am or who I am. Let me tell you. Right. You know what I mean? And not to belittle anybody else's movement, but I feel like it's similar, like people trying to put you in a box. And I just feel like it depends on how you were raised. My mom she's an immigrant from Italy, but I was never brought up to be confused where I was like, I don't know what I am. Like, it was very obvious. And if I didn't know what I was, my racist ass neighbors were quick to tell me what the hell I was. So it's a little disrespectful when people tell us you're not Black enough. It feels like you can't sit with us. You know what I mean? And I feel like because you're in we're in this era now where people are trying to take away Blackness from biracial people now. It's like, where do you want me to freaking go? Where do you want me to go? So when I heard these comments that she made about Barack Obama, I was like, bitch, sit your ass down. Because you want to identify more with the white side. You probably only date white men. You're giving me very Stacey Dash 2.0. You want to feel that. You want that Candace Owen lane. So you want to just like drag everybody else into that. I say, talk to the person. Clearly, Barack Obama is very proud of his Blackness. Don't try to take that away from him. And all that other stuff she said, Sage Steele has been on my nerves for the longest. She's extremely obnoxious to me. That's just my opinion. Chris, what do you think about this heifer?
Well, you know what? Here's the thing. It was one of the topics on our show that we talk about a lot is the transgender stories, and this reminded me a lot of that is what do people see? So when we think about biracial, whatever you are on the inside, whatever your makeup is, people still see something on the outside, and they're going to treat you based on what they see. So when you a biracial male who is visibly Black, and you get pulled over by the police, they don't care that you think you're white. They are not going to respond to you like you're white. They're going to respond to you in the way that they visually see you. And so that for me is where Barack owning his Black manhood is a great thing, because that's what we see. That is what everyone recognizes. And so to deny it because his white mother was more of a caregiver, I think it's just, not fair.
Especially in a country where, I'm sorry, if you go ahead and do all of our ancestry, a large majority of us have some white blood in us. It just so happens that mine's a little closer to me now. But a lot of us, unfortunately, through rape of our great grandmas, we have some white blood in us, and that wasn't their choice. Right. So should we tell a baby that was conceived through rape, the slave master raping our great grandma, you ain't Black, you ain't really down for the struggle? Like, it's just disrespectful. And I just feel like, let people, if I say I'm Black, let me be Black, because I feel a lot more in common than I do with my Black folks than I do with white. And don't we want more Black people to support our movement and to help us? Like, why are we kicking people out that we deem, oh, you a quarter white, you ain't? It just irritates me. All right, fellas, great conversation. We have more coming up. Wait, hold on one second. I'm sorry. Let me get to this. I got a little carried away with that conversation.
It's so funny because I actually want to continue it at a later time, or maybe on another platform, because my follow-up question was going to be, are you equally as offended if somebody was to say you're not Italian?
No, I'm not, because I didn't grow up with them. They're in Italy.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So I had to be in America with the racism and have rocks thrown at me and being called a nigger at 5 years old and all these kind of racist things that happened to me. So I feel like you're taking all that struggle away from me that I had to endure and I overcame.